Hey folks, it's Matt once again, and welcome back to another review. And this is a review thanks to Jake, who was nice enough to not only send me this camera, but he had sent me this a while ago. And for the month of October, why not finally get to reviewing Death Spa, a 1989 film. Now I say 89, but there's other places that say 88, 87, so some even say 90, but don't go with 89. And Death Spa, I found it to be a lot of fun. I found this to be a lot of fun. It's silly, but it's totally 80s, and this actually has a lot of features. It has about a 50-minute making of An Exercise in Terror, the making of Death Spa. You have the theatrical trailer and the video trailer. You have the commentary with director Michael Fisher, producer Jamie Birdsley, and editor Michael Cooley. 2K high-def transfer film, the original uncut and uncensored camera negative. So it is uncut, or as it says, unrated. And it's about a death spa. I mean, well, it's about a spa called Starbody Health Spa that is run by machines, meaning a computer is computerized. Which in a way kind of, it's like that today where it's computerized. You put in something and how much of this, how much of that, and you can do whatever you want. And really, it's not about a computer. In a way, it's a computer killing people, but It's a haunted house movie. Only it's in a spa, and it's about this guy's dead wife who is haunting this spa. This says it best. The new fitness club in town has everything a health nut could ever want. A variety of workout machines, classes taught by friendly instructors, and a state-of-the-art computer control system for maximum client comfort. Unfortunately, it's also possessed by the evil spirit of the owner's dead wife. Before long, every machine becomes a deadly weapon for her to enact bloody vengeance on the club's beautiful members. So if you're looking for a real workout from hell, enter Death Spa, a new exercise in terror. This is a lot of fun because this film, it's a silly film. It is. Not only is it just totally 80s, but the people behind this knew what they were making. But it's just an entertaining movie. You got your tits, you got nudity, bush, you got lots of blood, gory, death scenes. Goes at a fast pace. It's under 90 minutes. It's 87 minutes, but really with the end credits, it's like an hour and 24 minutes. I mean, it goes by a quick pace. I never got bored with this. Ken Foray has a small role in this. It is a small role, but at least he doesn't die. Unfortunately, he wasn't in the making of, but documentary, but he does have a small role, which is nice to see because I like Ken Foray, Dawn of the Dead, among many other films. But he has a small role, but again, he doesn't die, which is nice. And I thought there's a lot of other good stuff to this. Like I think some of the camera work is very well done. For example, the opening sequence is like their ode to Touch of Evil, where it starts off here and in one shot pans down to the health spa, and lightning strikes the sign, kind of like Motel Hell. Lightning doesn't strike it, but Motel Hello, but the ode goes out as Motel Hell. Here's Starbody Health Spa. The lightning hits it, and then it's just Death Spa on the marquee. And the whole time the camera keeps going forward, lightning sparks it, and the camera's still going forward, all in one shot, goes into the environment of the health spa. So it has some really good camera work to it. And I love the look of the film. The spa is very colorful. Lots of colors of pink and purple and green. I mean, there's a lot of colorful, it's a very colorful spa. It's one I wouldn't mind going to. It just looks like a fun place to be in. You got your aerobics class, you got your machines, all this other stuff. And of course, it's late one night. You have this girl dancing, doing aerobics herself, and Ken Foray's there, and he says goodbye to her, and he leaves. And this girl's the last girl out, and right off the bat, you see tits, you see bush, she's naked. This chlorine type gas is coming in to the where she's at, trying to get a. Forgive. I think she was just laying down, and she's trying to get out. She actually punches her hand through the glass. She gets knocked out. She gets burned and blinded for a bit, so a little bit throughout the film she can't see that she's actually the girlfriend of the owner. Which this guy, William Bumiller, probably said his last name wrong. He does okay. I mean, I'm not going to say he's great, but he does okay as our lead. He's the owner of the spa. And again, the camera work all in one shot. You're going in, you're moving throughout the camera, throughout the hallway of the hospital, all in one shot. And I thought, wow, they're actually doing some nice camera work in this film. And I think it's a good looking film. For it's just how colorful it is. It just screams 80s, and of course the outfits and the hairstyle and everything. I mean, that's totally 80s, which I love. It's like a period piece for the 80s, and I'm a big fan of the 80s, so that was fun to watch. And before I get, this is going to be very spoiler heavy, so pretty much before I go in more in depth, I think it has really good camera work. I think the plot is silly. It is, but it goes at a quick pace. You have some pretty good death scenes, which I'll get into, and gore. Probably don't check out the trailer on YouTube because it gives away some of the good gore bits if you watch the video trailer on YouTube. But if you haven't seen that trailer, I wouldn't say it gives everything away, but it gives a lot of it away if you watch the video trailer on YouTube of Death Spa. At least some of the better ones. So be warned on that. But if you looked at this and go, wow, it looks like a lot of fun and it's silly, you're right. But you get a lot of tits and bush, you get a lot of gore, and a silly idea, which makes it even more fun. See, when I think of silly ideas, this to me is better than shit like Sharknado. I don't need to see Sharknado. I don't need to see CGI sharks made of tornadoes because I already know that it's shit. Here, yeah, it's a silly idea, but it looked like they actually put some effort into it with the camera work and the practical blood effects, and hey, titties doesn't help either. They always help, actually. But it doesn't always save a film, but it can help. But anyway, get more in depth in the spoilers. You have stuff like, some of the other actors I should mention, because our lead guy, he had a wife who passed away via suicide. And her brother also works there. He kind of runs the computer. Character David, played by Merritt Butrick. Which, sad to say, Merritt Butrick, this was his last film. He passed away from AIDS. Merritt Butrick, you have seen this guy because he played Kurt's son, which was also named David, in Star Trek 2 and 3. So Kurt's son David from Star Trek 2 and 3, he was also in a role in Fright Night Part 2. He was a friend of Brewster. He got bit, and then at one time he showed Brewster, and he's like, oh, Charlie, there's nothing there. But he's like, oh, I was wearing makeup. That's that guy in Fright Night Part 2. The original Fright Night Part 2, I should say. But of course, Charlie Brewster is the main character. I should have mentioned that. But again, this was his last film, which is sad to say, because I thought he did a good job in the role. Like I said, Ken Foree has a small role. It is a small role. But I still liked him in it. He was having some fun. And also you have Chelsea Field. She has a small role. She was in The Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren. She was also in stuff like The Last Boy Scout. She's been in quite a few films. And Prison, of course. I really enjoy Prison. But anyway, Chelsea Field is... For example, you got Chelsea Field on this diving board, and she's going to jump off, and the diving board gives way. and almost fucks her up. And stuff keeps ratcheting up. The lead guy keeps having these nightmares about his wife's suicide. And even the little backstory that you find out is kind of a little bit, I don't want to say creepy, but it's, they want, there was going to be a kid. His wife had went into labor. Something happened and she became a cripple. She got depressed and angry, and so she lit herself on fire. And the lead guy has nightmares of this, and it's actually a person on fire, either on fire in the wheelchair because she was a cripple, or a person going around on practical fire. And I don't know, I like the way those nightmare scenes were done, and sometimes it was in a backdrop of, it's like a Twilight time or something, not the shitty Blu-ray company, but like almost when the sun's going down. I don't know, I just like the way it was filmed, and there was a real person being put on fire, and I just like the way it was lit. And I thought, okay, I thought it was effective. I didn't use some good camera work throughout the film. Um, the little bits with Tim Furry is fun because you have him and the lead guy. You tell their friends, and they're having fun. Like they're having fun throwing this football in one scene, or another scene in the pool. They're both dunking each other in the pool. They're having fun with that. You have aerobics over here, and it's totally 80s with the clothes and everything, and the music. And I thought the score was a decent score. And then stuff keeps ratcheting up. The lead guy finds this bird, like fetus, in his room. And of course, like I said, you find out later that his wife was pregnant, labor, fucked her up, so on and so forth. So the lead keeps thinking it's his brother-in-law, the David character, the Merritt Butrick, who was in, again, Star Trek 2 and 3. And again, it keeps ratcheting up. Like, for example, you do have this scene here. Doesn't look quite like that because the guy has his shirt on, but he's doing this, and you see like a rib is pokes out of his chest because of the fucking things, and you have blood gushing from it. You have stuff like um, a girl is in one scene, the lockers are opening up and down, like opening and closing on themselves. And this thing just punches right through her neck and get a big spurt of blood, punches right through her neck, and she screams, or tries to scream. You have a girl gets led into the basement, and it's like this burning water hits her face, and her face is melting, and then some guy finds her later and her face is all melted off. And you have this parapsychologist that the lead guy gets to, and he gets fucked up badly. He even pulls out a gun, and again, by this time you find out it's the lead's dead wife who committed suicide. She wants vengeance, and she wants her husband to join her in hell or whatever. You know, she's evil. Makes the parapsychologist's hand with the gun explode, just explode. And before they're like throwing him up into the ceiling, and throws him up here and kills himself by that. Uh, and when he finds the girl, he's the one who finds the girl who's all melted. And you see like the heart still pumping, there's steam coming out, and melted body. And uh, at the same time, the lead, he took his girlfriend home, who still needs these bandages on her eyes for a bit. She was the girl at the very beginning of the film. Or he's getting messages on this computer saying that I can't wait much longer, I want you. Uh, just all this stuff going on. You have these two cops investigating. I thought the two cops were alright. The guy says, I thought a funny line. Well, you have a really swell program here. People get so thin they disappear. I thought it was actually a pretty good line from the guy. Like, you have a lot of stuff going on. I mean, you know, rib being punched out and melted and stuff in the throat. And then you get to the finale. I mean, it's a very quick-paced film, and either I just enjoy the look of the spa and how 80s it looks with the colors and the music and the hairdo and the outfits, and that is a... I don't know if I should say nostalgia because I was born in '83. Before I noticed anything was probably when I was 6 or 7. So that's '89, '90. So it's hard to be nostalgic of the '80s when, you know, I remember more of the '90s. But I like that era. I love watching all of it. You know, the hairstyle, the music, the I don't know how else to explain it. I liked that era, so it was fun to watch. And yeah, I thought it had some good camera work, like I mentioned, some good moves with the I don't know if I want to say steady cam or whatever they used. And again, they had fun. And even the producer, which was a lady actually, she's like, if you don't have gore, have gore. Have it be bloody. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. And I know it took a while to get an R rating. I think the film got delayed because I remember in the making of they mentioned about 85, 86, but for what I understand, this was an 89 movie. So, and also I know another title for this film is Witch Bitch, and that's because overseas there wasn't they didn't know what a spa was or anything overseas, I guess. And it was, did it say his name? I think I want to say the last name was Shapiro. I don't think the same Shapiro as the one who helped with the Evil Dead release. I think it might have been related to the guy. I'm not sure. I know the last name was Shapiro. They're the ones who came up with the witch bit. So it wasn't the makers of the film. To them, it was always going to be Death Spa, but it was a distributor or something overseas. So, which is a stupid title, Witch Bitch, even for an overseas thing. I mean, I think there's another movie called Killer Workout, but I think that's like a slasher film, like a strictly killer and a. I haven't seen that film. Maybe I should if I ever find it or have time for it. I don't know. Maybe I'll wait for that if I ever do like a marathon of slasher movies. That'd be kind of fun, watching a bunch of slasher movies. But yeah, this was just a fun movie, and yeah, again the story is silly. I mean, dead wife takes control of a spa that's heavily computerized, and you also have one of the guys doing the Jaws thing, keep the beaches open, or keep the spa going for the Mardi Gras party. It's it is what it is, but I still had a lot of fun. Fun with the look, fun with the people making the film seemed like they gave a shit and were having fun with it and were trying to make a good movie. Yes, they knew it was a silly movie, but a fun movie. And then, like by the third act, uh, where they pretty much have the lead's girlfriend, the the evil force, the dead wife, however you want to call her, in the tanning booth, tied up, and he's got to go rescue her. And even Ken Foray helps out, and he gets thrown through a window, but he does live. And all this crazy shit happening at the end of the film. I mean, you have this couple making out in the what do you call it? Sort of the steam room. I believe that was the room. And they're kissing, and then something like goes right through the guy's face, and his whole face gets fucked up, and the girl screams, and it's just stab right through the face. A blender chews up a hand. The male cop gets pushed into the freezer, and a fucking frozen like fish, like a big fish, lawn fish, grabs his neck. It chews it. Blood is gushing, and uh, the thing that I went holy shit was there's like a girl in a mirror in a room with a bathroom or such. There's a big mirror. The mirror explodes right into the girl's face, and like her upper half of her body just explodes. It's like Memorex. If you remember that commercial for, and when I say Memorex, I'm thinking, of course, Stay Tuned. John Ritter film Stay Tuned, where the guy's like memorizing his fucking head came off. I'm thinking, I remember that movie so much more than the actual commercial. I keep thinking that was the actual commercial Memorex, but they wouldn't have a guy's head fly off. That's Stay Tuned with John Ritter. But that was a very fun. That's a great movie, by the way. Stay Tuned. I would say my favorite John Ritter film. But uh, not like that part in Stay Tuned. But not just the head, but the whole thing like explodes and flies off. Oh shit! And they the the hero jumps through the glass in order to rescue his girlfriend, and they I don't really. I kind of get what he did. They went to the basement or the power room, and he did something so that he didn't get electrocuted, but electrocuted the dead wife who was in the control room doing shit, and she gets sort of electrocuted and then burned and on fire, and then she's just a corpse, and then she grabs someone, they tear her arm off. I love the female cop. It's like fuck this computer shit. Goes in, just puts a couple bullets in the head of the burned corpse. Uh, and they both get out of the spa, and then they do sort of like a sequel bait ending. But it was kind of fun in the fact that like it's just a corpse, is like, and even her eye like explodes. But yeah, I since there was never a sequel, I think she was just talking shit, and then 5 seconds later, I'll get you, I'll get you, gadget, that sort of thing. But Death Spa speaks for itself. That's really the best way to put it. Death Spa really speaks for itself. It's a movie about a ghost of a dead wife who is angry and pissed off, even though the lead guy didn't do anything wrong. The lead guy didn't cheat on her. The lead guy didn't do anything wrong. She just, I guess, was bitter about maybe she didn't want a baby, and then she went to labor, and then she got crippled, and then this and that, and then she killed herself. Well, that's not the lead guy's fault. You should have said no. I don't want a baby. You should have said a lot of things. But she was, as one person, as a certain person would say, she was weird and pissed off. But I think the camera work was pretty good at times. I thought the cast, they did their job. I'm not saying it's going to win Academy Awards. I'm not saying the lead character is fantastic, but he was fine for what he had to do. And so were the other actors. They were always nice to see Ken Foray in there, even if it's for small bits. Part of me thinks, man, it would have been cool if Ken Foray was the lead. That would have been cool to see Ken Foray as the lead, but it wasn't in the cards. So I guess maybe that's one thing. Like, I don't mind the lead guy, but I would have preferred Ken Foray to have a bit more to do. So if I just, I've been saying positives. If I want to say like a little nitpick negative, I would say give Ken Foray at least a little bit more to do. A little bit more to do. Or make him a lead or such. That'd just be my little nitpick. I think but at least he doesn't die. At least he doesn't die. At least he doesn't do that. But at least give him at least a little bit more to do if it's going to be a supporting role, or give him the lead. I think that would have been. I think it would have been cool if he was the lead. I think that would have been really cool. You wouldn't have to change anything if you just made him the lead. I think again that would have been awesome. But still, it was nice to see Ken Foray in there. And fun special effects. I think there's some pretty damn good practical gore. I don't know who did the gore because I think on the making of, I didn't hear anyone talk about how they did the effects, which I thought was weird. It's a 50-minute making of, but they didn't really talk about the effects. They talked about how it all came about, getting some of the cast together, about the era and how exercise and all that was really big at that time. Because you had Arnold, you had Sly, you had all those guys, and Muscles, and Muscle magazines, and things like that. How they filmed certain shots with the camera, and talking with the composer, Peter Kay, which I thought he did an alright job. But yeah, Death Spot was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a fun, entertaining movie. Quite a few times you get to see some tits. I mean, there's a scene where these tiles are shooting out and hitting the women. You see their titties in their bush, and I'm like, okay, I can give a toast to that. I have a friend, Michael Keane. He does B Movie Mania. This would be perfect for B Movie Mania. Like, this is a B movie, and it's a fun, entertaining B movie. If you go into this, you're not expecting anything serious, and it's not, and it's very fun. And someone said it best, is that, well, no one would be willing to try to make this film because it's too silly or too this and that. So that's why people don't even want to go to the movies nowadays, because they're all very similar, or it's remakes, or it's they don't want to take the chance in case they fall flat on their face. And I'll pit this over Sharknado films and fucking Sci-Fi Channel movies and that shit. I'll take Death Spa over. Like, I know some people want me to review Annabelle from the director of Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Yeah. I'll do right on that. I'll stick with Death Spa. Thank you very much. But this is my thoughts and my opinion on Death Spa. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you later. And Jake, thank you very much for this. It was great to watch it. Thank you very much for the gift, and we will see you soon.